Now, I know none of y'all's Bible study notes don't look like chicken scratch like this. But this was a 20-minute sit down while I was waiting for my food to be got together at lunch today. I'm trying to flip through the thing and read my notes and talk to y'all at the same time. So this word just kept coming to me, and I thought, well, while the word is playing over in my head, I need to go ahead while I'm sitting here doing nothing in my little bit of 20-minute free time, do a little Bible study while I'm waiting for the takeout. So I want to show you how my brain works whenever I have these kinds of things happen, and I wanted to jot these notes down, and I thought, well, I'll just come and do a little processing video and show folks that, you know, Bible study is not always glamorous, and sometimes it is fitted in where it will fit and get it when you can get it, however. And so today, the word that kept coming to me was the word toil, T-O-I-L. So I thought, I'm going to look that up in the Bible, and anything that I could find that was related to it that came up in my search engine, I jotted it down. So Genesis 3 and 6, Genesis 3 and 16. Okay. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Now, the context of this was in the garden at the fall. The serpent beguiled Eve, and she took of that forbidden fruit and ate it, and then she gave it to Adam, her husband, and he did. And then the Lord is talking to them, and he is telling them these things are going to happen because of this. And this was the verse that God is speaking to Eve. And so we see the word sorrow here is in this scripture twice, but both times it gives a different Strong's number to look up. And one time is this number 6093, and then the other time is 6089. So worrisomeness, labor and pain, or earthen vessel, toil, or pang. So whenever you see the same word in our English Bible, sometimes it's not the exact same word. When you go to look that word up, it could be different. Just like the word toil is in part of the definition here for this second one. Say, in toil thou shalt bring forth children. So in other words, in childbirth. All right, then Genesis 5 and 29, the word Strong's number 6093, so it's going to be the same one as the first one in the first verse. So 5 and 29. And he called his name Noah, saying, this same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord hath cursed. So whenever you go back to the garden and you see that Adam was told that he was driven out from the garden and he's going to have to toil for his food from now on. So where he before would not have had these things, but part of the curse now is thorns and thistles, and from the sweat of thy face you shall eat your bread, and then you shall return unto the ground, for out of it thou wast taken, for dust thou art, and to dust thou shalt return. These things are part of the curse because of the fall. Okay, then moving along to Genesis chapter 41. the word toil comes up in Joseph's story. And so 41 and verse 51. Genesis 41 and verse 51. Okay. Joseph is sold by his brothers. He's gone down to Egypt. He winds up in Potiphar's house, the prison. Then he finally winds up in Pharaoh's house, second-hand man. So he is prime minister of Egypt. And Joseph, through his advancement, finds a wife and has children. And so this is the scripture 41 verse 51. And Joseph called the name of his firstborn Manasseh, for God, said he, hath made me forget all my toil and all my father's house. So he had forgotten the pain and the loss of his family through having a son. And so you see the word toil here in this scripture. So that number, Strong's 5999, is slavery, harsh labor, weary effort, worry. This word with, I had to look this up. It could mean when, or it could mean weather, or it could mean tough of body and mind. So toil. Lord of mercy. Okay, let's move on to the New Testament and let's hit Mark. Well, we're here in Matthew. Let's go Matthew 6 and 28. Okay, Matthew 6 and 28. And why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow, and toil not, neither do they spin. So right here in Matthew 6 and 28, when it's talking about people are worried and going about their day, trying to figure out how they're going to make ends meet, and they're having anxiousness, and he is bringing out here that we should not even be having such anxious thoughts, that we're to consider the lilies, how the lilies do not do these things. They do not toil. And so that Strong's is 2872. So they don't labor or feel fatigue or have to work hard. And God takes care of, even, we're reading the scripture, how he even takes care of the sparrows, and not one of them falls that the Father is not aware of. And he tells us, are you not of much more value than they are? And the next one is in Mark chapter 6 and verse 48. So let's see. Mark 6. Telling y'all, Bible study ain't always glamorous. And sometimes you got to get it when you can get it, however you can get it. And this right here is just like a little word study. It's not like I'm sticking strictly to the scripture, but I am trying to give you a little bit of some context as to what's going on. Mark 6 and 48. Here we go. And he saw them toiling in rowing, for the wind was contrary unto them. And about the 4th watch of the night he cometh unto them walking upon the sea, and would have passed them by. Okay, this is the story where after he has fed the 5,000, he tells his disciples to get into the ship, go to the other side. You'll have to read the story to get the whole passage. But then Jesus, he comes to them, and he finds them toiling in rowing, for the wind was contrary unto them. And so sometimes we find ourselves doing these things because of outside circumstances. So the wind was contrary unto them. So this is G 928 is the Strong's number. So they were straining to row as by torture, torment, or buffet as of waves. And so this was due to the contrary winds. So this was not something that they were going out and purposefully causing. They wound up in this storm, not by choice. So because of the storm they were in, they found themselves toiling. And then I have one more set of notes here, which is Luke chapter 5 and verse 5, and also Luke chapter 12 and verse 27. You will find that it matches the same G2872 found in Matthew 6 and 28. And so that is one way to do Bible study. However you can get it, however you can fit it in, just look for ways and make sure that you make it count.